Good morning. Good morning. Of course, you know what this is or who this is. This is the Angels in Politics broadcast. And of course, I am the white collar goon, the creative and artistic manifestation of Angels in Politics. Remember, you are the news. And I am coming to you, of course, in my automobile, my vehicle. I just want to have a slight conversation with you. First and foremost, have you had your breakfast? Have you had a meal? Good. Me neither. I'm still on my fast. Well, I still haven't broken my fast, put it that way. So I'm just drinking water. There is no coffee in here today. I just came back from the fitness center. Um, but I did take a probiotic this morning, and of course I put a little bit of black seed oil. People say, "Yo, why are you putting oil with water? They don't mix." Like literally, like oil and water doesn't mix. Why do you have black seed oil with your water when it doesn't mix? And I guess I wanted to speak to, I guess that is something I could speak to. Um, when life gives you lemons, the average person or the traditional person or the conventional person will say, when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade, right? Because that's what life is giving you. Or, the average person, I don't know, he might just get the lemons or she might just get the lemons and now she just has fucking lemons. It's not lemonade. For me, if life is giving me lemons, I'm trying to make, tropical punch. I'm trying to make strawberry prosecco. I'm making limoncello. You feel what I'm saying? From the Amalfi Coast. Like that's what I'm that's what I'm making with lemons. And I guess that's what people are, that's why some people may ride with me on that and other people like, see, that's your fault, dude. That's really your plight of your existence because you're making life more difficult than what it is. Or you're looking for achievements and accomplishments that are of a higher degree than the average person. So that's why you're not satisfied. That's the reason why you're not, you don't feel fulfilled, or you don't feel complete. You're not comfortable because I think the average person would like just lemonade, dude. Like the average, a regular person, a normal person. When I say average, I don't want you to think like, oh shit, like he's just talking about basic people. Like there's no such thing. I'm talking about like if you line up 10 people in a room, 8 of those people will be happy with lemonade if they were given lemons because they made something out of it. It's like, yo, these are the cards that I'm dealt. And I got some books out of it. Like if it was a spades game, like, or it's a poker game, like I won something out of this. There was a conversion. I converted. I converted what with what I was given, and I made something out of it. I don't just want to make something. I want it to be great. I want it to be incredible. I want it to be outstanding. I want it to be unfathomable, right? Just because that's my personal mindset. That's my personal ideology. That's just how I live, right? So I remember just being in life or being in school and finding out that like I guess it didn't really occur to me at school or growing up how different I was. I just thought I was just an individual, and everybody's an individual. Everybody's their own person, but to a point, I guess we're not because many of us are are so inclined, or we're so influenced by others that we really want to be accepted. We really want to be acknowledged. There's something that's on our forehead, and it's really not on our forehead. It's between our eyes, and that's our ego. That's our personality. Our ego is like that voice that's inside of us that tells us we're not good enough, or it tells us that we're really good, even though that may not be the truth. That inner voice is really it's our outer body and our inner body, and our inner body is like controlling our mind, is controlling our spirit, is controlling our soul. It really speaks to who we are. So if you aren't firmly rooted into like your individuality, your characteristics, your quirks, your idiosyncrasies, your the things that make you different from other people, then you're going to struggle in a interpersonal level. You're you're going to struggle in a communicative level. You're going to struggle in a group organizational standpoint, or in a political standpoint. When I mean political, I just mean face-to-face interactions with people. Anytime you interact with another person, that's politics. So you're going to struggle in that regard, because you may not know what to do, what to say, how to be, because you're forcing yourself to say, or what am I supposed to say? What am I supposed to do? What is normal to dress like? I mean, how what is the standard, right? What is the status quo? And whenever you're looking for the status quo, or the status quo, or you're looking for the standard, or you're looking for whatever other people's benchmarks are, and you're aligning yourself with other people's evaluations of what a standard or a benchmark should be, or could be, or would be, you're going to be a bit lost, maybe in the sauce, I would say. So I don't know. I've taken a lot of these personality tests, and I mentioned before in the video, you may not really know an individual until you know what makes them upset. You really don't know a person until you understand what gets them fired up, what gets them angry, because you know the ultimate measure of a man, or I will say woman, isn't where he or she stands in comfort and convenience, but it's through adversity, right? It's through trials and hardships, right? That's a Martin Luther King quote. Of course, I'm paraphrasing and I'm ad-libbing the fuck out of it, but yeah, like when shit is all good, and it's sunny, and the wine is on the table, and the food is on the table, and the music is in the background, and the weed is in the air, and shit is all good, and oh, everybody's cool then. Everybody's your friend then. Everybody wants to come around then, whenever the house is clean, and the apartment is clean, and the flat is all kitted out and decked out, and you got people over, and it's a warm and welcoming environment. Oh yeah, man, you have a lot of friends then. You have a lot of people around then. When the business is booming, and money is in people's pockets, and the wealth is flowing, and you have your money in all these financial instruments, and the stock market is up, and the real estate is up, and the bond market is, things are good, man. Like, when things are good, you find people smile a lot. People are wanting to kiss you. People want to hug you. People want to touch you, and those types of things. I guess that's normal. That's normal, because like the tide is high, and it's summertime, and you might be off work, and it's all. I mean, shit is good, but like you don't really know that man. You don't really know that woman until like shit goes down. You don't really know that woman until like the money's dried up, or like she's had that bad day, or he's had that bad day, or he might have lost his job, or so and so broke up with that person, or so and so said something that he felt was that hurt his feelings, or hurt her feelings, like whenever things that aren't going good, that's when you can understand, like, all right, like, who am I really dealing with, right? So for me, I'm not a person. I do, I guess, wear my emotions on my sleeve, but I would say I've been pretty temperate. I don't know if that's a word. I mean, my temperament has been pretty, I guess, evenly killed for the most part. In my life, I know I have had a friend that said, "Oh, we rarely see you upset. We rarely see you like mad." And I'm like, I don't really get mad in the rage, but I more so get passionate about something, right? So I'm passionate about a lot of things, but one thing that I am passionate about, well, I'm passionate about a lot of things, but one thing that I can say I'm passionate about is, seeing individuals who aren't living up to their full potential, particularly close friends of mine, particularly people who I know who are, the foundational pillars of what an individual is, of what a human being is, competent, intelligent, industrious, right? And what are humans' greatest gifts? Their creativity, of course, we know this. What do we know about what life is about? Meaningful relationships, cultivating meaningful relationships, sustaining meaningful relationships, establishing relationships, right? Aligning yourself with your spiritual gifts, okay? Figuring out what your spiritual gifts are, and taking your spiritual gifts and integrating those into meaningful work. And that meaningful work will always circle around meaningful relationships. So I talk about this a lot, but that's your system, right? You have to establish a system of synchronicity, and that's being in sync with yourself, being in sync with God, being aligned with your mind, your body, your soul. All right, so that's been my whole thing, but it throws me, dude. I'm blown the fuck away whenever I meet, or well, I can't say meet because I've never met a stranger. So if I meet somebody who is new, then I won't turn up whenever I see like, oh man, like, you're not really going after it. You're not really getting after it, because getting after it can mean two different things. Everybody's not going to be as keen as I am, and they're not going to wake up early in the morning and do, the whatever rituals that I do. They're not going to do their morning devotions like I do, or everybody's not running in 20 something degree weather because they're into their like health and wealth and wellness like that. And that's not really what I'm trying to like advocate. That's not what well, I am an advocate for that, but like I'm not trying to push that on anybody else if that's not what they're into, right? If I'm telling you life is about meaningful relationships, you can be going after it with, your daughter, like making sure that you have a strong and meaningful relationship with your son, meaningful relationship with your grandkids. That's more important to me than having a six pack. That's more important to me than putting your money in an IRA, even though you should put your money in self-directed IRA, right? So it's like, I mean, we can get into the health and wealth and wellness, but like life is about relationships, right? Life is about your spiritual gifts. So like I get turned up whenever I find like homies of mine, like friends of mine, close friends, close brothers of mine, fraternity brothers, biological brother, fucking, cousins. I mean, all kind of people who are within my like sphere of influence, and I can see, because I know that they have like this volcano inside of them, this volcano of talent, of fortune, what I call art, the antiquities, rarities, treasure. You got treasure inside of you, bro. You got fortune inside of you, dude. Like you have a reservoir of like talent inside of you, and it's just like waiting to like explode and erupt and pulsate through your body, and you're supposed to be self-actualized. That's really what I'm into. Well, I'm into a lot of things, of course, but like self-actualization, becoming who you are supposed to be, the archetypal hero. Everybody has like their own chaos. Everybody has their own stress, and their own insecurities, and their own fears, right? Their own doubts. And that's the opposite of faith. Like when you have fears, that's the opposite of faith. All right. So it's like you have to wrestle with that, and you have to go internally and like fight yourself, fight the ego, fight the pride, fight the fears, to really go into that reservoir, go into that volcano, and like activate that motherfucker, so you can understand like what the fuck, why I'm so turned up all the time, why I talk the way I talk. And you're not gonna be like, I hope you're not gonna be like me. I don't want you to be like me, because I got a lot of shit I gotta work on. But like, you're gonna find that you're gonna get into alignment with yourself, right? And you're gonna be like, oh, like I didn't know I was capable of retaining information, encoding and decoding information like this. I didn't know that I was able to improve my decision making like this. I didn't know that my cognitive discipline was going to be improved with my own self-discipline. And I didn't know that my cognitive flexibility was going to allow me to see the world and experience the world and perceive the world and interpret the world in a totally radically different way, because I am turned the fuck up now, right? So whenever I went overseas, and I was gone, and I lived in New York, and I was gone, and I didn't have a cell phone, and I was gone, and I didn't have social media because I didn't give a fuck about what people were doing. And then I came back years later, and I see some of my homeboys who were on the track team or on cross country back whatever years ago, and then they like blew up, and I'm like, what the fuck happened, dude? What happened with that? Like, I'm not your homie that's living with you in Newport News, or I'm not your homie that was gonna like let that shit slide in where you came from in Texas, or I'm not that homie that's gonna let that shit slide in DC, Northern Virginia. Like, I'm gonna tell you, because you're my friend, and I'm your friend, and I'm your close, if you're close to me, I would need you to be direct and honest with me. I would need you to give something constructive to me. Like, don't tell me some shit just because you think I want to hear it. Actually, I don't like that at all. But I'm different. But for my friends, fuck that. Like, no, man. I'm not gonna I'm not going to placate or make concessions for your insecurities or for your emotions, even though I should maybe, no, I shouldn't do that. Like, I should be like honest with you. So if I come back and I see my homie that put on 40 pounds and he's telling me like, I think it's okay that I put on this weight. No, it's not okay that you put on this weight, brother. It's not okay. Unless you were sick, like violently ill, unless there was something that happened to you and then you said, okay, I put on this weight. Okay, you can get that off too, right? Like there are reasons behind this, but I realize with a lot of people, if they are in an environment where people make concessions for them, for their inadequacies, when people make excuses for your shortcomings, then it becomes like you as a human being, you're an aggregate of the decisions that you make. Like where you are in life, it's the aggregate of the choices that you make in life. So if you put on 50 pounds or you got this, pot belly, that is a cumulative decision. That was something that happened, not today, not last week, not last month, bro. Like that shit was a long time coming in which you were just chilling in, a dormant, laid back, nonchalant, I'm not going to accept responsibility for what's going on with me time, brother, man. Like, and that can go with your sister too. Like, listen, sisters, like, I'm your cheerleader. I'm your biggest fan. I'm your, I would ride for you. I'm in the back and I'm your, go, 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 sue, sue, sue. You're the one, that type of shit. But whenever you come to speak to me, I'm going to tell you dead ass, I expected more from you, homegirl. I expected way more from you. I expected way more from you. I'm not going to allow that shit. Like your homeboy, because he wants to get some pussy, he's not going to say nothing about it. I'm going to say something about it, homegirl. You should have been in the gym. You should have been waking up in the morning. You should have been drinking your multiple cups of water, and you should have been putting a little bit of black seed oil in it, or maybe you should have been having a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Maybe you should have had a little, hot water with the lemon and the honey in it before you went to bed, and when you woke up in the morning, maybe you should have had the yogurt with the probiotic. Maybe you should have had, the more vegetables. You should have had color on your plate instead of eating the French fries and the double cheeseburger and the fried chicken and going to Starbucks with the coffee and the extra pumps of sugar, 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 drizzle, drizzle, drizzle. Like, homegirl, like, I'm not going to make concessions for you. I'm going to tell you should have been accountable because you're so accountable when you made those straight A's in school. You were accountable whenever you joined that sorority and you were an exceptional woman. You were accountable when you joined that fraternity, brother. You were accountable whenever you made those good grades, brother. You were accountable whenever you worked for that Fortune 500 company, sister. You were accountable when you had your CPA. You were accountable when you got your JD. You were accountable when you passed the bar, homegirl. Listen, other people might size you up. Other people might be like, yo, man, my girl got a graduate degree. My girl is in nursing school. My girl is a doctor. My girl is a philosopher. My girl is a professor. Homegirl, that don't mean shit to me. That don't mean shit to me. I'm not your boyfriend. I'm not your husband, and I'm not trying to be, and I won't be. Trust me on that. I'm here to give you that information that you can be much more than that. And if you're using those titles like whatever the fuck you need to say, like I am the blase blah, I am Esquire, Doctor, Mrs. something something, whatever the case may be, for you to feel like I am of value. Listen, motherfucker, you won't get that from me. You need to get that from yourself. You need to get that from God. You need to get that from aligning yourself with your system of synchronicity, system of synthesis. You need to turn up. And if you are aligned, then your spirit will tell you. Whenever you're meditating, your body will tell you, oh shit, I'm tight right now. Like, why am I not moving my body? Maybe I should go to a yoga class. I'm not retaining information the way that I was back when I was in the 5th grade and the 6th grade when I was making straight A's. Maybe I should read more. Maybe I should do a little bit more mental puzzles. Maybe I should meditate more. Damn, I used to fit into my uniform. I used to fit into my cheerleading outfit back in the day, back when I was 16. And that's only 10 years later. It's only 12 years later. It's only 15 years later. I can't even put my leg in this. That's not normal. That's not cool. That's not all right. You feel what I'm saying? Align yourself to your purpose. You have potential. You have insurmountable levels of potential, but you better unlock it. You better tap in.